Yeah, what's going on, people? It is Thursday yet again. And you're tuned in to the No Filter Show. I am the one and only K Quick, Mr. A6, Walter Dexter Fitz, the villain in the white mask, mentally elixir, about to give you a fix. You know what I'm saying? Beast Bars and Faith. And with me, we got.
Hey y'all, it is the Blue Phoenix. Happy Thursday.
You're not about to get off the hook, Phoenix. I need you to explain. Because for real, I was holding, I don't know if you noticed, but I was actually holding my laugh when you told me that story earlier.
Oh well,
Of why,
I
because guys, hold on 1 second. If y'all notice, it is approximately 8:12. I don't know about y'all, but the flyer says 8 o'clock. But there's no reason behind that. Phoenix.
well today I said, I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna come here and take a nap, and I no, I'm gonna
Hibernated.
chilled out basically, and ended up going to sleep. And my daughter came in the room talking about, "Yay! I guess we don't have school tomorrow." I said, "Yes, you do." And I looked at the phone. It was 8 o'clock, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, Quick said, I hibernated a little bit, and so
Do
yeah.
you do you snore when you sleep by any chance?
If I'm really tired, I will, and so I'll
It's
probably
loud,
do it
ain't it?
earlier. I don't know. I don't
Probably
know.
got bass to it.
You know what you shout.
Well, I ain't gonna front. I caught you slipping at a New Year's Eve gathering at Rock's house one time, and I will say you were not snoring, so you must not have been that tired. You were
Yeah, I
tired,
don't.
but
I
not.
don't snore, but I mean, not regularly. But my children have every once in a while say, "Mommy, you were snoring." I'm like, "What?" But usually they'll, for the most part, they don't say that. So I guess it is every once in a while.
Oh man, well, firstly, speaking of Star and Rock, firstly, Rock feeling a little under the weather. Prayers up to him, and Star is actually prepping for her graduation ceremony tomorrow. She is graduating. Knowledge is power, people. Knowledge is power. So now, my day, I ain't going to front. My day went kind of smooth. I was actually deciphering whether I was going to go to the gym before the show or after the show. I decided just to wait till after the show, catch a late night workout. But I just came down here and just started listening to some tracks, reviewing some things, and so on and so forth. But to say the least, I have no complaints today myself. You know, I might need to catch up on what you did. I need to catch up on some sleep after this gym session, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm a braid. Well, I do braid hair, and
Mm.
yesterday, I braided my oldest daughter's hair, and that went into the morning, so I did not get any sleep really.
Mm-hmm.
And so, ooh, excuse
Oh,
me,
see, don't do that. That's contagious.
excuse
If I
me.
fall asleep on this show, I'm blaming you. I hope you know that.
Look, hey, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. No, but yeah, so that's why um I doze off. That's usually not the case. Even if I had a long day, I might take a little nap and maybe like 30 minutes top. Man, I was knocked out.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's crazy. Well, hey, what can I say? It happens. It happens. So I was saying because I was like, hold on. It's 8. Where's everybody? Why am I here alone? The
Yeah,
only logical,
that's not the case.
well, the only logical explanation is somebody is either asleep or somebody kids took their phone.
And that has happened to me too.
It has. I will tell you, I still remember the day your daughter cursed us out without cursing us out. Like, see, if y'all call us one more time. Oh man. If
And
you
then when I
call
got
us one
home, she
more
talking about,
time.
They kept calling, Mommy. I told them you weren't here. That was not the tone that y'all expected.
Nope. She said, "Hold on, I'm gonna try my best. My best Wheezy's daughter impression, just to keep her name." So, firstly, she was up on the camera like this. She was like this. Picture somebody who looks just like the Blue Phoenix, but smaller and a higher voice. You know, Phoenix without the deep voice like this. So this is what happened.
Don't hate Pop.
She is not here. Stop calling. Just like that. I'm like, dang. And we were trying to figure out, did she curse us out, or did she just what happened here? What side, which family, which part of her family did she get that from? Who taught her how to answer the phone?
Well, I didn't teach them how to answer like that. I tell you that much. That was strictly because she was playing a game and didn't want to be disturbed.
Ah, she was playing a game on the device, and she was fed up of us interrupting. I see. That sounds like something my goddaughter would do the whole time. So I do want to break out some news here, and this is as far as politics, this is political as we're going to get on the show this evening. But I did feel that this headline here was interesting enough to at least give a mention here on the show tonight. So we actually Rock posted it in our show chat. I actually, after he posted like a little meme picture or whatever, I went out and actually found an article on this. So let me actually I'm actually going to go here and pull it up. So according to in the source that I am getting this from, actually I read it on a couple of sources here. Of course, Washington Post had the article and all that good stuff, but the one I am going to is APN News here. And basically, if you all remember, not too long ago, a black church in DC. I forgot the name of the church. It's buried in this article somewhere. But the black church in DC that was vandalized by the political extremist group, the Proud Boys.
Mm-hmm.
They actually were granted. For one, they sued for damages and so on and so forth. But according to the court, they were not only granted, monetary compensation, they also gained control over the rights of the name Proud Boys, as well as all of their symbols and logos, meaning the Proud Boys cannot sell any merchandise or use the names and logos and symbols without the consent of that church. And the church is actually within all legal rights to seize any monies that were created or that were they're actually within legal rights to seize any monies that were garnered through the sales of said merch that contained the name and the logo and all that good stuff. So victory is in their field in more than one way. What do you think, Weez?
Wow. I've never
Mhm.
heard where someone actually was able to like snatch somebody's name.
I mean, hey,
Whoa.
I mean, it's unknown here whether they actually. I highly doubt they even asked for it, but they were granted. They were granted that, So I don't even think that was part of their. Then again, I have not seen the court records, so this part is speculation. I haven't seen the court records. The articles I read, of course, they only gave the skeleton um of the situation here, and to be honest, I'm not even sure if the actual court records or documents are even released to the public yet, or if ever. But I highly doubt that the church even asked for that kind of right. I doubt they even asked for the copyrights to the name or anything like that.
Yeah,
I think
maybe the judge just wanted to strip them completely.
oh yeah, they according to what I'm reading, according to what I read and what I have right here, it seemed like it said the judge granted that to him. So they said, well, in addition to compensation for this, I'm also going to do this. Boom. Now you all can't use none of this stuff. So I think it's fire personally. I think it is actually fire because my whole thing is in the past 4 or 5 years, as we've discussed before, well, I will say not even the past 4 or 5 years, longer than that, 10, 10 now. So roughly 10 when Trump served his first term. That's when the bravery started. You know, before Biden, the bravery
Right.
of all of these people who had all these feelings, like I explained before, I've had to delete and block several people who I deemed close in my circle, and for the most part, um, the reason being is because they felt bold enough to which say things and express beliefs that apparently they had this whole time and say these things to me. I don't have to go into detail about what these things are, but they say these things to me. So it's when this radical group was formed and they were doing such radical things and inciting all these violent activities, and they yet the media or the news were and all these political figures were pinning peaceful protesters on the other side as the delinquents or the bad guys. It was actually these guys doing the wrong, and it showed. And once again, this is just a case of vindication. You know, this is I can only imagine the vindication that the what's the term I'm looking for? You know, I'll just say this. I'll just do the blanket term that the church in general, that church in general, I can only imagine the vindication that they feel just by the judge seeing fit that they have now not only the compensation for the damages, but now they literally stripped the same radical group that did all this damage of literally their entire brand and identity. All the stuff that they built ever since Trump's first term, gone. Now lies in the hands of the church folks, of which you decided to attack. uh, uh, uh.
And you know they're not going to use that name, so we're not going to hear that name again.
Of course they're not. What they gonna use it for? They're gonna just take. They literally are gonna use their new given or granted right to officially put it to bed, and I'm happy about it. So the best way to get rid of a parasite is to just destroy it completely. So
Cut off his food source. And
mhm.
knowing that the black pastor, he going to find a way to put that in the next sermon.
Yeah, right.
Put the
I would
name in
like.
there and it
I hope.
become
I
one.
hope they stream that somewhere. I would like to see that one. So, but moving on here. Moving on. So, there have been several things that we have been sharing amongst each other throughout the week, and there are several clips that we found floating along the lovely lines of social media that we would like to share with you all and also react to. And granted, we're not going to use the on the spot method that I created the last time I was engineering because I figured out the tricks of the trade now. So yeah, of this platform here.
But really quick, while you're getting the video,
What's up?
rest in peace, Irv Gotti. If those
Yes.
who have not heard, unfortunately, he died. He transitioned yesterday. He
Hmm.
had a stroke and he was on life support yesterday, early yesterday, and then yesterday evening he had transitioned. So we want to send love to his family and all
Definitely,
who love him. Yeah. And anyone
definitely.
else that has transitioned that we may not know of, we want to send you all love in this
And
moment.
and granted, yes, and yes, we've spoken about Irv Gotti before, and he was human. He may have said or done some things that we may not have agreed with, but at the same time, the man was very, 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 very imperative to hip hop, and he literally contributed a whole lot. He was the spark behind DMX, Ja Rule, Ashanti, Lloyd. I mean, we can go on and on. He had his hands in a whole lot of stuff that we consider classics and we rock out to today. Like I will say, a lot of the music that he was the mind behind was part of my life soundtrack. You know, back when I was in elementary school, that was a time when Ja Rule ran the airwaves, literally. so so with all that being said, with all that being being said, I say all that to say, Irv Gotti, thank you very much for all of your contributions, and may you rest in peace. Uh, Thoughts and prayers to his children, his family, friends. Rest in peace. So yeah, shouts out, shouts out. So all I can say, and also I'll close this out on this note, because he actually passed of a stroke, and he had one last year, which rendered him walking with a cane, and this one he just had, which caused a brain bleed, which is what led to his extremely unfortunate, you know, passing. I say this: get yourself checked out regularly. Go have your physicals. If you're of the certain age, ladies, go get your pap smears. Men, go get your colonoscopies, the whole 9 yards. Get yourself checked out. You know what I'm saying? Health is wealth. He died at 54, and that is extremely too young to be checking out. It's not worth it. Just get yourself checked out and do whatever you got to do to maintain your quality of life. So, but on that note, we shall transition over to some videos that we would like to react to with all of you, and we will see where the video leads us in conversation. So, this first clip here involves actually a comedian, Wild 'N Out's own Carlos Miller. I think he was on a podcast where he was discussing several very powerful subjects. So we're going to play it, and then Weezy and we will give our opinion.
And when you find out she's not completely yours,
How do you ensure that it's your woman?
you can't. That's her decision.
What you mean you can't?
Nah, I agree with that.
I feel like as a man, you know when a woman is really invested in
No,
you
you don't.
versus why?
No, you don't. And that's what men be scared of. Because once you get into that space where you think you know that, and then some bad shit happen, and it can catch you completely off guard, that shit can ruin your life.
But you don't
Men
feel
don't,
like
have you noticed men don't bounce back from hard
heartbreak.
breakups?
Yeah.
Oh, they really don't.
If a man been like a real long-term relationship, he don't just leave that and go jump to some new shit and be happy.
Yeah.
Not unless he been unhappy for a real long time. But if that happy at some point, and then she completely switched the program, that shit up.
Mm. So, with that being said, I would like to get the ladies' perspective on how basically just the lady's reaction to this. So, Wheezy, how do you feel about what Carlos Miller said there?
Okay, so I couldn't unmute. I don't know what's going on with that. Um,
Got to.
I agree with what he said. Of course, I can't disagree. One, I'm not a man, so I've never experienced heartbreak from a man's point of view, but I have watched or witnessed heartbreak in men, and or like cousins, or even my ex. With my ex, I have noticed that heartbreak. And the thing is, what I have noticed, like Carlos said, if you were actually in a long-term relationship and you weren't unhappy, or you felt that um I guess everything was okay from your perspective, then if something were to happen, it's a bit difficult to pick back up. But not but. And so yeah, I have seen that. I wanna get your view before I actually go into my next state part of that conversation.
Well, what he said is, as a man, I agree 100% because let me put it this way: we can all agree that women are very emotionally wired creatures. You know, between men and women, you guys are the most emotionally driven between
Did you,
us.
did you just call us unstable creatures?
Yes, I did. But anyway, don't play with me. But no, I'm getting to a point though. Because you all are driven off of emotion, women are emotionally stronger than men. And the reason I say you're emotionally stronger, basically what he said, we are taught how to handle emotions differently. For one, there's a whole lot of we literally get taught to eat a lot of crap and just bury it. You know what I mean? But when a heartbreak actually happens, a man literally is like a lost puppy because when it hurts, when we're not like emotionally driven, because we got to be the man, when it hits us like a ton of bricks, we literally don't know what to do. We will be down in the dumps. Like he said, it's harder for us to recover because we don't know how to, like women. And I'll give you an example. I know plenty of dudes who I came up with when they got there, like, granted, probably the nicest dudes ever, you know, which knew how to treat a woman, so on and so forth, gentlemen. And not to get into too much detail with some, but just a cliff noted, I knew this one person, a girl, great dude, but a woman did him filthy, so filthy, broke him so much from that day forward. He became a player. He just said, he just said F it. He just said F it. No settling down, no marriage. He just didn't care no more. When he wanted to he rather play the game to get played on, and he's doing that out of hurt. you know he never recovered from that because of how dirty that woman did him. you know so like you said, you've been cheated on, and you're still wheezy. I'm sure you're still your mindset, your wisdom, what you've learned. You're a different person than you were when all that happened, and you've made your mistakes along the way. But like I said, you didn't. It's not something that happened in that relationship isn't controlling your life right now. As if I go back to that person I was talking about, that instance is still controlling his life because it completely changed his outlook on women. It completely changed how he views them because of how he feels they view us.
Okay, so Do you not think that that's a choice?
It became one
That
because
did not
because
happen a
like
minute ago.
it became after a while, because granted he made a decision on how to respond to the hurt. That was, he's like, all right, I refuse to feel this way again, so I'm gonna be numb to this falling in love thing, and I am going to just have my fun and do this. So yes, that was more so a reaction. So he chose to mask that by taking this route.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. One thing that, and I really am sad. It's a lot of men that are mistreated, and they're really great guys. Like they're really, really great guys. And so on when it's like that, that I just that is just ridiculous. And again, there are a lot of great men that have went down that path because they felt that the person they were with was the person they're supposed to be with, and they just dog them out. You know what I'm saying? So that when it comes to stuff like that, I do not agree with that, and I really hate that women do that.
Mm-hmm.
That also happens to women,
Mm-hmm.
and so the difference is, like you said, we are more. Not a lot of us, because a lot of some women react the same way men do, and because being emotionally out of whack can cause you to have the same reaction as somebody who's never been able to respond emotionally. You know, one thing that I do know that we do, especially if you're a woman who actually is in the relationship to be in the relationship, you're not in it to play games, you're not in it to do anything. If you're in this relationship and there has been a lot of nonsense the entire relationship or for the bulk of the relationship, by the time she leaves, it will seem like that she's just moved on or over it. But that's not how it works for us. We are grieving or dealing with the pain, the breakup, not the breakup, but the pain and everything
Mm-hmm.
in the relationship. So by the time we leave the relationship, we have already done what men do maybe after a little while once they realize it's over or whatever. Y'all deal with it later. We deal with it during the time. So if we leave, it may seem like we don't care. It may seem like that whatever, we over this person. We most likely not, or we've dealt with it in the relationship. And so by the time we finally make up the mind to leave, we've done it. We've cried, we've begged, we've pleaded. And these are for the women that actually are not playing men, or who actually are in the relationship to be in the relationship, who have had conversations, who have come to this person and try to work things out, who have done, who's actually put in the work. And for some men who feel that the breakup was out of the blue for women who actually gave the time, it's never out of the blue. It's never out of the blue unless the woman is using you or don't want to, it's never out of the blue. You just weren't paying attention. And that goes for women too, because a lot of women, like I said before, lose great men because they're not doing what they're supposed to do either. So it's like it's heartbreaking either way. And like you said, for women, we're more emotionally driven, but that does not mean that we can't be logical, we can't be rational. And so either way, it can cause a problem. You guys, because it's almost like what they say, almost like the beginning, the
Well,
villain beginning of the villain era or villain
well,
story for
well.
y'all.
Before you go too deep,
Hmm.
I say you all are emotionally driven. You are in situations like that. My point is, you can be more logical and so on and so forth because you know how to handle that. It takes a man
Not all of
like
them.
you better than us. I will say that better than us That's why you said we figure out it take us. We find out afterwards because, granted, that for a lot of times that's how long it takes some men to face that. Because some men literally, we are a wreck, whether we like to show it in public or not, but it takes a long time. Like literally, like the person who I mentioned before, that terrible situation he was in with a woman changed his entire way of living. And I haven't spoke to him in a minute, so I don't know if he had a change of heart, whether he's worked. Hopefully he's worked through that and so on and so forth. But all in all, it literally, if he let's for the sake of argument, let's say he did. It took him years. Took him years of just covering up and trying to fill that gap, or trying to theoretically get his get back through other
Right.
women.
Yeah, and and that's why I said that's almost like what they say, the villain story. That's how it starts. When a man who is, a quote unquote good man, gets taken advantage of and gets mistreated and used, they definitely turn into the villain. They try to, like you said, get back, and it really isn't getting back at anybody who's just taking that pain out because you don't know what to do with it. And so again, and the thing is, growing up, I've seen girls use guys. I've witnessed it, or I've heard conversation, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I don't, I'm telling you, that's a problem for me as a woman, because again, women that do things like that make it bad for all women. And like you said, he looked at all women because of what she did as the same way. And so, for men out there that have experienced that, coming from me, I do apologize for those things. No, I cannot apologize for them, but I do apologize for the pain that you've had to experience due to someone being malicious or whatever out for themselves. For those who actually had a woman, quote unquote, good woman, because everyone's good. We all have goodness in us. We all have, badness in us. And it went the other way. I'm sorry you had to experience that heartbreak, but I'm also sorry she had to too. It's like, yeah, either way. And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of childish people out here that just do things just to be malicious and hurt people. And again, like you said, and the emotional part, it is the parents' fault that you guys are unable to deal with your emotions, particularly your mom, particularly your mother, because that's the part of us that we're supposed to help our children with. And more than likely, she wasn't able to deal with her emotions either, which is why you can't deal with yours.
Well, you're a mother of 5. How do you explain that to your children?
Well, I do, especially my girls, because I want them to understand that you cannot go off your feelings all the time. You cannot go off your emotions. What I tell them and what I've always told myself is your feelings are valid, but they may not be accurate. So always pause and take time to think about what you're feeling, or address it, because it might just be you. It might not be the other person. It might just be you. And so that's how I, especially going to my girls, because I know how we can be. So I really try to make sure that they learn to, hey, pause for a second, stop. Don't talk to this person that way, or make sure that you look at what you're doing to ensure that it's not just you tripping. Because we be tripping sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. And with my boys, I give them that space, or I always have given them that space to express themselves. I don't sit there and say, boy, stop crying, or I've always given them that space to, if something is wrong, or when something is wrong, even if I have done something that has hurt them, they have been able to come and say, mom or mommy or mom, X, Y, Z, blah, 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 and we had the discussion. I never try to bulldoze them or be like, boy, shut up. How mothers can do when they don't want to address themselves or look in the mirror. But my children are my mirror too. And because I want to correct myself and make sure I'm doing right, I allow them in a respectful way. Because you're not out to just come to me any type of way. Because I'm not just going to come to you any type of way. But they are allowed to tell me how they feel. And when I'm wrong, I apologize to my children. I come to them and I apologize to my children. Even if they may not have told me, I check myself very fast. So I'm teaching my children to do that. My girls, check yourself all the time. And no, you may not be wrong. Or you may be dead wrong. But either way, always check yourself. I tell my boys, because of the fact that they or someone around them, the boys around them may not have learned how to deal with themselves emotionally or how to express themselves emotionally. I also tell them to pause, because 3 seconds, all it takes is 3 seconds before you make a good decision or a bad decision. In them 3 seconds, because you didn't wait, people have gotten killed. People have gotten locked up. Anything can happen. So the biggest thing I do with them, just pause really quick. Just take that time to just pause. It's important, because if you allow yourself to, your brain to regulate in that 3 seconds, you can see it what it is and not for what you feel.
And on that note, it looks like our guest just entered the studio. So ladies and gentlemen, they say I'm good at these intros, so allow me to put some butter on this real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I had like some reverb. So I would like to welcome you all to another experience. I present to the No Filter Nation a very multi-talented gentleman. I've had the pleasure of working with him. Our own Blue Phoenix has had the pleasure of working with him. Actor, singer, songwriter. The list goes on, and we're about to get into it tonight. You all, I would like to present to you all Erick Kewone. Let's bring him in.
How y'all doing today? How y'all doing?
Good. How was the intro, bruh?
It was great. I was just about to tell you that was a great intro. It was great.
Say less.
I did it better myself.
Say less, bro. Say less. How you doing tonight, dog?
I can't complain. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty well. It was a long day, but I'm doing all right. Can't complain.
Yeah. Don't forget to say hi to your mom right here.
Hi, mother.
Hi, sweetheart.
The world don't know just yet.
Not yet. So, Mr. Kewone. Now, for one, do you prefer people to call you Kewone?
I do. Yeah, and it so just a little backstory behind the name. The name is my middle name, but
nice.
I also had a brother that passed away when he was a baby, and that was his name. So my mom gave me his middle name, and I just tried to embody it, you know what I'm saying, and be a person that he would be proud of, you know what I'm saying. So that's mainly why I took on the name.
That's very dope, man. That's very dope. Well, Kewone, everybody, Kewone. And that's easy to remember because actually my first name is Keon. So
I know. Yeah.
So yeah. I already knew this was gonna be destined for greatness. So yes, sir. So Mr. Kewone. For the members of the No Filter Nation that may not be quite familiar with Kewone, please give us a little bit of your background, your upbringing, all that good stuff. How did you come about here?
Man, the person that y'all know today came about fairly recently, like in the span of my life. Like I've always been a singer, you know what I'm saying? I've always had the ability to sing. I used to sing to girls and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So I've always had that ability, but I didn't find my music writing, you know what I'm saying, that side of me until I got my heart broken. And that was like, that's what did it.
We were just talking about that.
Man, didn't I just? That's another way people deal with it. They write that ish and make it.
He put that energy into
Once I got my little heart broken, it was a wrap. That's when I started writing, you know what I'm saying, love songs using like the singing ability I got. And then you know, I would play around when it came to rapping. Like a lot of the early stuff I wrote, you know, it's just me like, you know, just beating my chest type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because like I was really just trying to find myself. But yeah, that and then like I said before, I was born and raised in DC too. So it's like the culture of DC and like the artists like Wale and the artists that we grew up on, you know what I'm saying? They kind of influenced my music as well because they were lyricists. Like DC, we were known for having some lyricists, you know what I'm saying? The music now I'm not too much of a fan of, but you know what I'm saying? Like we had some lyricists that Light Show, you know what I'm saying? People like that. And just music wise, like the people that the people that influenced me the most would be like Drake. We doing Drake, Big Sean, J. Cole. So people in that lane, like the lyricists, like I love to bring a point home with lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can express your emotions and your feelings through lyrics, I love it. So
that's a very diverse pool of inspiration there. So with that being said, like if you could describe your style, like if you dropped a project tonight, what would people expect as soon as they hit that play button?
Well, I'm actually working on a project right now. So this project is inspired by another Heartbreaks. You know, saying it was my way of coping with it. You know, I wrote a bunch of songs, but I'm gonna drop like an EP. You know what I'm saying? But
nice.
It basically it's like going through the journey of dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like coming to the grips with it, realizing that it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not much you can do to change it. Because like in the beginning, I would fight it a lot. You know what I'm saying? I would fight it. You know, so the music has always been my coping mechanism. Like for me, writing music helps me cope with anything. Like any emotion I feel, I'm gonna just drop it on there. So that's the EP that I'm dropping soon. It got some. You know what I'm saying? I'm flexing a little bit on there, a little bit.
So I can relate to that. So so you're basically a life musician. You basically you pretty much create off of what you've experienced.
Yeah, absolutely. That to me, that's when I make the best music. Like to me, that's just my best music. It's one thing for me, you know what I'm saying, to make like a club type of song, you know, you be popping that. But if I'm putting my emotion into a song, like I'm feeling the emotion, it's way deeper. It's way deeper because I have somewhere to pull from, you know what I'm saying? I have an emotion to actually put into this. It's way deeper.
Since you brought this up, because it is ironic, as Blue Phoenix had said, we were actually just talking about this subject specifically, and I would like your opinion on it. So as from the male perspective, I feel being that women are more emotionally driven, they're more emotionally aware, and for lack of better description, they're emotionally educated. Therefore, they are better, especially if something detrimental happens to them. They are better at handling and bouncing back than men are, for real. So in other words, they're emotionally stronger than we are. So do you agree with that?
I do. I had to learn how to become emotionally strong. I feel like women are kind of just built into them, you know what I'm saying? And we don't give them enough credit on that note too. Like
I agree.
We do not give them enough credit because the things that women handle, you know what I'm saying, and it amazes me sometimes because if we get put through it, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times it would
break us. Yeah, definitely.
We gotta rebuild back all over again, like our whole life crashes down. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Like personally, I really agree with it.
But luckily, like if we keep it on you, luckily you were blessed with a skill of writing to where you can get those types of emotions out of your system in a healthy manner. So luckily the man upstairs actually bestowed something on you to help you learn about your emotions.
Yes. It's been a journey, man. It's definitely been a journey, you know, just because it's one thing to it's one thing to put, you know what I'm saying? I when I experience something, it's one thing to just, you know, write a song about it. That comes to me easily. Then it's like you still got to process those emotions, you know what I'm saying? Even though you put them on a song, you know, you get to listen to them, and it's just it's a vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like you feeling, and then other people too, when they listen to the music, they kind of like, damn, like I get you, you know what I'm saying? I get it, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? That also helps. That's a coping mechanism. Like literally, people know that's also a coping mechanism. For me personally, when people can resonate with how I felt, I know I did something right. You know what I'm saying? I know I did my job. I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Even when it comes to the acting, I love it. Like
it's like you feel heard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I felt that, you know, like at the premiere, everybody was like, damn, man, why she do you like that? You know?
Yeah, man. So speaking of acting, what made you want to dive into that area of art? How long has that been a thing you wanted to do? Has it always been in the back of your mind?
It has. And the thing about, I'm going to say the thing about my life in general has been, I've always had some kind of idea of something that I wanted to accomplish or something that I wanted to achieve. I might not know exactly how I'm gonna get there, but it's like it's something that I think about on a daily basis. And acting has always been something that I've wanted to do, just because, you know what I'm saying, I play around with family members and friends, and you know what I'm saying, just I act on a daily basis when it comes to them, you know what I'm saying, just how I'm interacting with people. So it's like that's always been something that I felt like I could do. And the story behind how, like, I even met this happening right now, you know what I'm saying, even the story about how this is happening right now, it's just like I met Howie just by kind of like accident, you know what I'm saying, like I came with my girlfriend at the time to set, and another actor didn't show up, so Howie was just like, you know what I'm saying, can you act, you want to be, I'm like, absolutely, like absolutely. Like, why would I turn that opportunity down? Yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it ended up happening. But I also did a little bit of acting when it came to the summer job program. They had us doing PSAs. So I was in the summer job program, and they had us shooting PSAs. So I had to like cry on camera because
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you can cry on command?
I cannot. I can make it. So I'm getting better at it. I can kind of build it up to the point where I'm getting close. And I have I have built it up to the point where I can cry. But the way that I kind of do it is just makes it, I don't know. I know what it's like to cry. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I just embody them same features that I already have. You know what I'm saying? I just bring them back up, the same features that I already have. So if I gotta add a tear in there, it's just like I'm adding that on top of whatever else I'm already going. Because we all cry. You know, we all would know what it's like to cry. You know, so I just kind of try to bring that back up. You know, whatever made me feel that way, I kind of try to bring that back up and embody it. You know, yeah.
Dope, man, dope. So so granted, we talked about the musical artists who inspired you. Who are the actors who you feel help you develop your style? Like, who did you watch that made you say, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta try to be as good as he is?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say in a few different aspects. So there are certain actors that inspire me in certain aspects, and then others that inspire me in other aspects. Of course, an actor that like overall just makes me want to act is like Denzel Washington. Like just watching him, you know, just do his thing. Like a lot of times people don't even understand that Denzel is so damn good that like the directors just let him do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Right.
Like I watched the interviews of like how it goes, and the script will say one thing, and Denzel will like take it and just transform it into a whole different thing. Like I watched him on what is that? I cannot think of the name of it right now. The movie when he was a police officer.
Training Day.
Training Day. I watched the interview about Training Day, and he was supposed to say one line. that King Kong stuff and everything, he just ad libbed that out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like he just ad libbed that, and it's iconic. Like it is iconic. You
Yeah,
know?
he really went into that character.
Yeah, and that's actually the main line that people quote, and
Yes,
it wasn't it wasn't in the script.
it was not in the script. Like, and just think about it. Like, I don't think nobody could have wrote that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know if anybody could have wrote that. You know, Denzel just was like, he became that character. So he definitely is he's an inspiration to me when it comes to acting. And somebody that people would never think is an inspiration to me when it comes to acting, just because of screen presence, is The Rock. His screen presence is just, you know what I'm saying? Like every time I watch him, I'm like, I gotta be that strong. I gotta look that good on the screen. You feel what I'm saying? So he gives me that kind of macho screen presence that I like to have when it comes to, I already work out and stuff, but it's like I want people to look up to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like look at me and be like, okay, I want to be like that. So that's how I look at when it comes to The Rock. You know what I'm saying?
So is that goal? So does that mean in like another year or so you're gonna have like 30-inch biceps and like and all that kind of stuff? You're gonna have your chest is gonna come out to here. Is that how big you want to get? I mean, because when we say screen presence, because Rock is not no small dude. He's like 290 pounds of solid, like granite.
So like the most I've ever weighed was 200 pounds. Like, so I will probably never get to 290 like ever in my entire life.
You at 200 for real.
The most I've ever weighed was 200 pounds. Like my base weight is like 150. So like if I'm not doing anything, I just rest at 150. If I'm working out and eating, I can get up to 190, 200. That's the most I've gained. Like even at the premiere, I think that's the most I've weighed. Like the biggest I've been, and I was 200 pounds then. So that was it. Like, I can't get no bigger than that. So no,
because I ain't gonna front on camera and makes you look bigger than what you are. Because I was because I remember seeing you when I went to the premiere, and we're actually going to talk about that premiere in a second. And we saw the film, excellent film. We saw the film Let Go, excellent film. Especially I was the scenes with you and our very own Blue Phoenix, amazing. And but all the scenes where you had to kind of flex and do the slow motion Baywatch run just like this, I'm like, okay, you look like you you could be a huge dude. Like this dude got to be at least like 6'5" or something. And then I see you, I'm like, dang. Cameras do put on like 20 pounds. Like
they do. I'm trying to say, and then like if I know I have a role coming up too, I try to like, what I'm saying, kind of prepare for it too. So that's something that I try to do. Physically, I know, and then mentally, I try to put myself in the headspace too when it comes to it. So yeah, definitely.
So Let Go, is that your first starring role?
It is actually. It is. Yes, it is.
So what was it like at the premiere? Kind of like seeing you in that light as the main protagonist.
It was amazing. It's an experience. It's an experience that I didn't know I needed. Mainly because just having like the little kids run up to me, you know what I'm saying, and they like, I want to be like you, or can you take me to the gym and can we work at like, it's cool experiencing them things, like having people look up to you and people coming up to you want to take pictures, and you know what I'm saying, like that's my man. Like I'm like, it's hilarious, the experience that I had, man. It was beautiful, and like I said, it's just something I didn't know I wanted, because every day humans, we work towards something, you know what I'm saying? We have goals, we we try to work and achieve those goals, but just to see the fruits of your labor, you know what I'm saying? It's priceless. It's priceless, because we spent so many hours and just so much time just making that movie, and just to see people love it, it's amazing. It's beautiful, and watching it is like everything came together perfectly. Like it just came together perfectly.
Yes, and speaking of the film, the co-star of the film, we had her on the show. We had her on the show you know, Miss Johnson.
Rachel.
Yeah,
Rachel.
Miss Rachel Johnson. We had her on the show either earlier this year or late last year. You know, I think it was at the top of the year actually. But we had her on the show, and we for one, she spoke very highly of working with you. Actually, without saying too much, we're all actually in a upcoming film together, and I noticed in the film, firstly, you all's chemistry is so natural. Like when you all had conversations, it just looked like two people talking in real life. I mean, I even told her that the character she played in the film, her personality and her real life personality are very close. I was hard to like. I'm like, how much of that did you of yourself mirrors that? So basically, she was able to. She said she was able to really be a lot of herself in that character. So my question. So same question to you. What was it like working with Miss Rachel Johnson? And also, it's kind of a two-part question. And also, what was how close, as far as like personality, is your character to Kewone in real life?
Okay, I like that question. To answer the first question, working with Rachel is like, it's great. Like me and Rachel, our chemistry on screen is like perfect. Like when I tell you it's perfect, like we knock out takes. Like there is no, if how he knows, if he calls me and Rachel to do any scene, it's going to be done. Like the movie that we're in recently, we had a scene where, you know, I still had, you know, had a vulnerable moment, and, you know, but me and Rachel just knock it out. Like it's excellent. So, and I love working with Rachel. When I say I love working with her, because like you said, her personality on screen and then her personality in real life are really similar. So it's like, even when we're not filming, we're sitting there chatting, you know what I'm saying, talking and laughing and having fun. You know what I'm saying? Then when it's time to film, you wouldn't even know we were just sitting there laughing and having fun.
Right.
Jump right into it and get into it. And you're working with her is amazing. Like I love Rachel. I have so much respect for her as an actress as well too, because you know what I'm saying, she gets the job done. Like she does it so well. She gets it done. It's like there's no problem. You know, you have certain coworkers that you work with, and you like, here we go. There's none of that with Rachel. Like it's like her energy keeps you upbeat and focused. You know what I'm saying? So I love working with her. Absolutely love working with her. And to answer your second question, how close my character is on screen to me in real life. So what my character went through on screen, I actually ended up going through in real life, just in a different kind of way. It was some of the same things, you know what I'm saying, but it just wasn't as heartbreaking as my character on screen. You get what I'm saying? Like I still went through some things, like being broke, you know, him not really having. I went through those things, so it's like for me to watch the film, and we shot that film like 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So like for me to watch the film and it's happening in my life, like and I'm like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? I wish I would have resonated more with that person when I'm filming. You know what I'm saying? I try to embody that character, and I think I did an excellent job just based on the responses I get from people and how people react. But yeah, I'm somewhat similar to the character on screen. My drive and ambition, I guess you could say. I know Jaquan was a very ambitious person. Yeah, so I definitely get it. Just the crying and the begging and pleading, it was hard for me to do.
and I noticed on other movie sets, some of the younger fans of the film are never going to let you live that crying scene down.
Never. To this day, like they be like, cry baby. I'm like, yo, I must have did a great job. If y'all feel like I'm a cry baby, cool.
Hey, that's an honor, because granted, everywhere I go, when I'm around the kids who've seen my film Water, they always say cha cha sacrifice, cha cha. They know all my lines. I'm like, what? Like shout out to Lanika, another talented actor. To her children, I'm always going to be Woodrow Jones from Water. I'm Woodrow Jones for life. When it comes to them, they will. The first thing they say to me is sacrifice. Like when they see me, it's like so. It's so yes. That I take that as I did my job. That's exactly what you. That's exactly what you want. You want moments that they are never going to forget. And if you see Denzel and the main thing you think of is King Kong ain't got that means he did his job, right? He did his job.
Completely agree.
Definitely.
Let me jump in really quick because you starred in Let Go, but this is not your first film. You were also in a series called Rise of the Golden Goons, and was that was your first acting? That was your intro to the career. So shout out to Global Square Production and Howie Doolittle. With that, how did that feel? You know, how was your introduction to the acting field?
I loved it. Like, I'm gonna just say that first and foremost. Excellent series, excellent series. I love the writing and how everything comes together. Excellent. I felt like my acting was a little rough, just because, it was like I wasn't so used to being on screen. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn how to just, let loose. Like it's okay to embody this person, you know what I'm saying, that you're trying to be. It's okay to embody that person. So I had to learn how to do that, you know what I'm saying? So I did feel like my acting was a little rough, but I loved filming. Like we had 14-hour film days sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm tired as I don't know what, but you just will never know because I love it. I love filming. I love it. It's, I don't know, this and music, like if you can see, I got my whole setup right here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like sound panels on the walls and everything. So like, I love those two things. Like they bring me the most happiness, you know what I'm saying? They bring me the most happiness.
Hey, I'm in the studio too, so we got some big comment there. Hey, much love. So question: if there is a actor, or let's say this, let's go to the lovely actresses. If there is a female actress that if you had the choice of who you wanted to work opposite of as your co-star, any actress at all that you wanted to work opposite of in a film, who is that one actress that if you can say in this whole movie here it was me and her, and you could the same if you had the opportunity to try, because granted we can all agree that each connection, every movie is like a little family. Know what I mean? And granted every film I've done is like we've all stayed in touch and we can't wait to work with each other again. And so if you had to replicate, like for instance, what you and Miss Rachel Johnson have created, who is the actress that you would like to create that with?
Oh man, that is difficult. I guess off the top of my head, I'll say Gabrielle Union, just because I feel like she still has that personality when it comes to a lot of her roles are kind of quirky, you know what I'm saying? They aren't too serious. They're kind of quirky, just how like you know what I'm saying, how me and Rachel, how we are. So I feel like a lot of her roles are kind of quirky. So I feel like our on-screen chemistry would play well together just in that note. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not a little starstruck, but like,
you get all that out at the table read though.
Exactly. Table reads, like definitely. Yeah.
So yeah.
Gabrielle Union, yes.
That's a very good choice. Because I ain't going front. I had a thing for Gabrielle Union back in the Bring It On days, dog. Like back in the day, dog.
She is beautiful. She is.
Oh man.
What's your favorite movie she played in, or favorite character she played?
Oh man. I would have to go through her list of movies. Like I find myself being a movie aficionado. but I feel like I've watched so many. Like it's ridiculous the amount of movies I've probably watched. Like you probably can't name a movie I haven't seen. Like that's how many movies I've watched. So I'm a movie aficionado. So when it comes to like, I have such vast amount of information in my head that like pinpointing and narrowing it down gets harder. It gets
I will say, and this one is a sleeper. This Gabrielle Union film is a sleeper. Not necessarily a sleeper, but the part Gabrielle Union played. Now, when I saw this film, I was crushing heavy on Gabrielle Union for the longest time. The character that she played in Two Can Play That Game was the most.
You were gonna say that.
You got a point. You got a point.
I'm just saying, because granted, she had to be the conniving, slick talking, seductive woman. Like, yeah, a young boy's dream.
Yes, there you go, right there. There you go, right there. She definitely did it. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm agree with you on that one. I like that. A good choice.
Yep. Yeah. Everybody wanted to be Morris Chestnut in that film.
Morris Chestnut had a lot of films that had dudes like, damn, I wish I could be there. Like,
no, he wasn't, because he played opposite of almost all of the top leading ladies in high school, like the ones that are the faces, you know, that all the crushes he had. I'm like, man, stop it.
Yes, he showed it.
So while we were going there to see the woman he was playing opposite of, all the women were going there to see him. So
basically,
all right, everybody wins. Cool.
No, seriously. No, stuff like bros like that are like, that definitely inspires. I know young boys, like it inspires you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
indeed,
thinking about it being an actor, you're like, dang, like I get to do that. Like, you know, that's how I look at movies. When I watch movies, a lot of movies just inspire me. I might be in here like reciting lines back, you know what I'm saying? Like I might hear a line of the movie and I'll be like reciting lines and I'll be like, okay, I can say it like that, or I could do it like this, you know what I'm saying? So that's something that I do unconsciously, just subconsciously. I don't even realize I do it. But
so in film, is there because from what I've seen, there has so far your film work is very diverse, because who you played in Rise of the Golden Goons isn't like who you played in Let Go, and it isn't like the upcoming project that we were a part of coming up. You know, it's all different. Is there a genre of film or a type of character that you haven't played or partaken in yet that you are really wanting to play? Like, what's on like your list? Like, I need to do this kind of film. I want to play this kind of character. Like, what kind of goals in acting as far as character work and genre do you have?
I do want to star in like a mystery, you know what I'm saying? I want to star in a mystery film just because I love the, like, if you ever have you ever heard of what is it, Fallen Knives or something on Netflix? It's something like that. Yes, like a film like that. Like I want to star in a film like that just because of I feel like I can really, whatever character I have, even if because you know there are a lot of twists and turns when it comes to movies like that. So 1 minute you might be the whole suspect, you know what I'm saying, just because of how you're acting and moving. And I love the switches and the turns, you know what I'm saying? Like, have me do this and have me do that. Like, I love it, you know what I'm saying? To kind of be diverse. I love to be more diverse. So that is one film that I want to star in. And there is a film that is not, it won't be in production for a while, I guess to say, just because of budget problems, but it's kind of a thriller, and it's something that people have never seen before. Like when I say never, like the mind of Howie is genius, you know what I'm saying? Like he comes up with some genius things.
He definitely does.
Genius. So yes, like it's a thriller, so I definitely look forward to doing that, you know what I'm saying? So he got me in mind for whenever he can come up with the budget and, you know, stuff with it. But that film will be amazing. I will bring my best, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because of how good the film is going to be.
And for real, I tell Howie all the time, that if nobody because I told him when it was just he and I on the phone, if nobody gives you your flowers, I'm always gonna do it.
I tell him all the
Because
time.
right, so and he needs to, and for real he needs to know that, because for real, and all of us on this panel here can vouch for it, because he has put all of us in front of the camera. He's literally making stars here. You know,
Absolutely.
he's literally making careers. He's creating resumes and
Mhm.
putting people on
Yeah,
worldwide film platforms, winning awards for movies and all this kind of
exactly.
stuff. You know,
Yes.
so literally I'm calling it right now. He's gonna be exactly where Tyler Perry is, like
Yeah. Yeah.
sooner than later.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
cause
Yes. I say that all the time to him. I say that all the time because that's what he reminds me of. Like,
mhm.
even when we watch some of the films that we make, and then I go back and watch some of Tyler Perry's films. Like the recently I watched Madea Goes to a funeral or something. And like just
Oh,
the play on how
Why
there's
you
no
say that? Phoenix?
did anything is crazy.
no, not even just the Medea part, just like the supporting actors and actresses, how
Yeah,
it is. Like just that reminds me of us. Like just it reminds me of us so
definitely.
much. It does. It's just like watching them do it, and I'm just like, yo, that like that's us. Like that's how we sit around and act,
Because
bro. So definitely,
he's definitely made stars out of people.
But you know
absolutely,
what? What I would say
absolutely.
is you give credit to him for his creativity, his intellect, and how he
Mhm.
puts the character together. But you must give major credit to those who help bring his vision to life, the
Absolutely,
actors and actresses. Because without that,
absolutely.
without the working of both, no one's dream will be able to, come true. So I really respect everyone that one has worked with him, or even on Red Vision, because we have done things. Just anyone that has put forth effort as far as writing or being creative or executing those things.
Hmm.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And the fact that, you're able, and I'm gonna get back on you,
Mhm.
to tap into what you read, to tap into, what Howie wishes to, or Aaron Lawson wishes to show,
Mhm.
showcase in that particular moment. And it
Mhm.
takes time, it takes skill, but it also takes your heart or character. You know what I'm saying? It takes a part of you to want to be this character. So I really commend you from coming from Rise of the Golden Goons and then going to Let Go, and
Yeah,
now another film that you're working on, and then you have one in the future. And
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you, because it's not easy
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank
to
you.
tap
Thank
And
you.
into those things. It's really not easy. So it's really cool. And to have worked with you, it's an experience. It's a fun experience. We had a ball.
Yes, we
But
did.
and we
yeah,
always have a ball when we get around each other. So it's like, it's really cool. I'm very, very proud of you.
yeah, and
And
that's
go ahead, quick.
no, that speaks to your skill too. Because like I
Thank
said, they're all different genres and they're all
you.
different kinds of characters. Like the film we're in, it's comedy, you know,
Yes,
and
it is.
we had great back and forth
Yes,
there. So
yes.
like so that just speaks to how skilled and diverse and how easy it is for you to adapt.
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure working with y'all every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like the energy is always great. Like we have a ball every time we get together to film something. Like so, I love working with y'all. Even working on Let Go, like it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Just my mother, thank you, mom. My mother was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I like our on-screen chemistry and how we felt. Like I felt like I was talking to my mom. Like that's how I tried to embody. I'm like, look, mom, like
Oh, thank you.
I tried to. Yes, yes. And there's a running joke. This joke it just keeps running. This joke keeps running because I'm darker than my parents.
So for those who do not know, G.I. Mo played his dad in Let Go, and he is talking about that he's questioning the paternity of our child because he
Whoa!
looks like
I'm just catching that.
yes, and the thing is, he looks like my father. That is his
That's the
twin.
running joke,
Yeah,
literally.
that's the running joke. So every time we all get together, he's like, I still don't know, but all right, son.
That is a
Yes.
dang. All right, we need a sequel
Yeah.
because we got to figure this out.
That's what everybody was saying too. Howie was like, he don't even know if he's gonna write a sequel. He was like, I don't even know. He said, what
Well,
else is
I mean, granted, some things are best as standalones, but I'm just saying we need to, because we need to do a spoof. We all go on like Mario, Steve Wilkos or something. We gotta figure this out, because how are all of y'all? Why was I born in? Why were y'all born in the shade? And I in the sun most of my infantry.
I'm an indigenous woman. I appreciate all colors. He looked like my daddy. Thank you.
We need Ancestry.com. We need y'all.
Let's definitely take this DNA.
Oh man. Well, Mr. Kewone.
Yes, sir.
If the people out there want to stay in touch with you, they want to keep in touch with the new music, the new film projects you got coming out, how can people reach you? How can they stay tapped in?
So I have 2 Instagram pages. One of them is more so for music, and the other one is kind of more so for acting. But my I Am Kewone page is IAMKEWONE. That's my kind of like my music page and stuff like that. And then Close to Riches is my Instagram, my main Instagram, and that's where I post like all of my acting and just my lifestyle stuff. So yeah, those are the 2 pages that I post from and to.
Yeah, well, firstly, Mr. Kewone, thank you so much for coming through.
Absolutely.
We look forward to all these projects you got coming up. And hey, y'all never know. Y'all might see all of us in a project together. You never know. Yes, no. And say, since it's actually getting to that time, we might as well finish going around the circle. Well, first and foremost, Miss Blue Phoenix. Where can they tap in with you, and where can we get some glasses like that?
Well, first of all, let me apologize for not being on camera because I was sleep late. I did not get to cook. I did not get to cook, so I was like, let me hurry and make them something really quick so they can go to bed.
All y'all getting peanut butter and jelly tonight. Like, yeah.
Actually, I should have done that. Instead, I'm making them nachos. Ain't that something?
Oh, wow.
You should have. Peanut butter and jelly be hitting still, yo.
It does. I had one like last week. It was so good. But you know me. I be in mom mode all the time.
All right, I'm about to have a fat moment. Y'all ever take a peanut butter and jelly and put it in the microwave?
I have not.
No.
It is fire.
Wait,
like a warm PB&J.
I've toasted it.
Hey, that's fire too. But I'm saying, and it don't take long. If you put the PB&J in the microwave, like 10 seconds, and you eat that giant warm with the butter and jelly just oozing, it's different.
I might have to try that.
Try it and hit me up. Yeah. Well, all right, next time on the show, I want Weezy, Phoenix. I want a reaction, and you better. And I'm gonna follow up with you. I want you to come on the show just to give this review.
Yes, I'm gonna make one, and we're gonna do it live. We're gonna do
Let's
it live.
Let's do it. Oh, I'm with that.
That'd be
Tell
cool.
me when you're trying to. Matter of fact, we're gonna link up. We're gonna make it some content. We're gonna post. That's what we're gonna do. So yeah, we're gonna do the different stages of a PB&J.
Yes,
that's what we're gonna call it. Yes. So. Anyway, back to you.
So that's why I was off camera, but I'm back. And you can find me at the Blue Phoenix Hills everywhere. Also at Louisa Harrell if you want to follow me on Facebook. Again, I made that announcement before. I am working on coming back to my Blue Phoenix page and going back live with more topics and just discussing, because we were just discussing emotional situation that I do on the Blue Phoenix Hills page. Discuss emotional well-being, how to get, deal with things, because as I go through my journey of life and go through different things of healing, and I want to help others do the same. So I will be back soon. Yes.
I love that, because not to cut you off, but I'm a firm believer in that aspect right there, because I went through a lot. So it's like, if I can help people not, what I'm saying, just cope, deal with things better, like it's beautiful.
Right. Same here. Same
That's
here.
why. Yep, that's exactly why I do it. Because why do you have to suffer, or why do you need to experience if I can help you not have to do it?
Exactly.
And I tell my kids the same. But we're hard headed. Sometimes we gotta hit that brick wall. I'm gonna let you hit the wall. I'm gonna love you when you get up. But for those who are not my children, because they too close to me apparently.
Yeah.
I want to make sure other people don't have to deal with it, or if they experience, help navigate like I did, or you find your way. Because I'm also a transformative life coach. I just finished my master's class last year, so I implement. Yeah, thank you. I implement that in what I do, but I've been doing this way before I became that. So yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's dope.
That's
well, I guess it's my turn. Well, of course, y'all know. Y'all follow me at The Real K Quick everywhere. Hit the website, imkquick.com. That's imk-quick.com. More films, music, the whole 9 yards is coming. Man, once again, thank you, Kewone, for joining us, spending some of your evening with us, kicking it with us. Anytime you got something going on, you welcome back on the show anytime, bro. You already know that.
When you get ready to release that music, we want to know.
I will definitely let y'all know. I would definitely let you know. I appreciate it. Me. I really do. Thank you.
Yeah. So, in that note, y'all, until next Thursday, this is the No Filter Show. And I was going to say some foreign stuff, but I forgot I wasn't bilingual. But anyways, peace, y'all.
Amigos.
There you go.